Next we calculate the percentage of excess air. The minimum or theoretical mass of air required for complete combustion of the fuel. Minimum or we can stoichiometric airflow ratio or quantity of air required for complete combustion of fuel is 100 by 3 into 8 by 3 C 8 by 3 C over percent of carbon into plus H2. Okay, that is air 100 by 3 in bracket 8 by 3 C into C into H2. This is the minimum quantity of air required for complete combustion of the fuel. Now we can find out actual volume of air required. That is volume of air, actual mass of air. This is the theoretical mass of air, air flow ratio. That is m dot a upon m dot f. This is the theoretical air flow ratio required for complete combustion of the fuel. Now actual air flow ratio is calculated. V dot A is equal to CD into A and under root of tau HA. This is from the airbox method. Okay, we calculate HA. Okay, volume of air. We could put mass of air is rho A into VA, density of air into volume of air. This is actual by using airbox method and divided by mass of oil. Mass of oil is measured with therefore burette. So Ma upon M, this is the actual mass of air. This is equation number 2 and this is equation number 1. So we can find out the percentage of excess air. So 2 minus 1 divided by 1. So from that formula we can calculate the percentage of excess air required. Okay, now engine efficiency or efficiency is the relation between the power delivered and the power that could be obtained. The efficiency is the relation between the power delivered and the power that could be obtained if the engine operates without loss of power. That is called as efficiency. Engine efficiency can be calculated in two ways. The first way is thermal efficiency and the second is mechanical efficiency. We should just see the combustion efficiency first. What is combustion efficiency? We know that piston when the travel from BDC to TDC, there is a compression and then the spark is ignited. So the time available for the combustion is very short. A small fraction of fuel does not react and exit without the exhaust flow. It is not react, it is not combust and it is exit. Okay. Therefore, as combustion efficiency is defined to account for the fraction of fuel burn and typically values in the range of 95 to 98% when the engine is operating not properly. Okay, so we can heat supplied is we can say that m dot f into cv. Okay, so multiplied by combustion efficiency because of the some small fraction of fuel is not burned. That's why we multiplied by into combustion efficiency. So m dot f is m dot f. M dot f is the mass of fuel. Cv is the calorific value in fuel. Okay, and this is combustion efficiency. Okay, the thermal efficiency. The thermal efficiency is the ratio of power produced to the energy in the fuel burn to produce this power. Means power produced power produced divided by the energy in the fuel. The energy in the fuel burned to produce this power is called as thermal efficiency. Depending upon whether it is integrated thermal efficiency or baked thermal efficiency, we can define if it is integrated thermal efficiency. It is baked thermal efficiency. The baked thermal efficiency is equal to BP. This power is BP upon m dot f into CV. If it is integrated thermal efficiency, this is IP into m dot f into CV. This is the thermal efficiency for IP and for BP. Okay, now we see relative efficiency. The relative efficiency is the ratio of thermal efficiency of IC engine to air standard efficiency. It is the ratio of thermal efficiency of IC engine to air standard efficiency. So efficiency ratio is thermal efficiency upon air standard efficiency. We know that for Otto cycle, this is Otto cycle 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, compression, constant volume, combustions, expansion, and exhaust. Okay, this is swept volume, this is clearance volume. Okay, so for that air standard efficiency is 1 minus 1 upon r raised to the power gamma minus 1. This is the air standard efficiency. Then we calculate we know the compression ratio. We can calculate air standard efficiency. Put the air standard efficiency here and thermal efficiency. By if it is integrated, you put integrated. If you know brake, you put brake. Okay, so from that we will get efficiency ratio. Okay, and we know that it is a four-stroke two revolution of the crankshaft. In two revolution of the crankshaft, one cycle is completed in two revolution of the crankshaft, and there is only one working stroke. Therefore, NC equal to n by 2 for four-stroke engines. R is the compression ratio of the IC engine. Now for a diesel engine, you see there is suction, there is compression, then constant pressure, heat additions, okay, then expansion and then exhaust. Okay, for that the standard efficiency for diesel cycle is 1 minus 1 upon R raised to the gamma minus 1 upon gamma cutoff ratio raised to the gamma minus 1 divided by R cutoff ratio minus 1. This is compression ratio, where R is the compression ratio and RC is the cutoff ratio. So we can find out from this efficiency ratio, that is thermal efficiency upon air standard efficiency. So for calculate thermal efficiency, that is if we break thermal and integrate power upon m dot f into Cv, and air standard efficiency, or if it is after cycle, use this formula. If it is diesel cycle for air standard efficiency, use this formula. So we can calculate this. Okay. Now specific weight. Specific weight is engine weight upon engine power. This is engine weight upon engine power. It indicates the relative economy with which material are used. That is specific weight. Specific volume, that is engine volume upon engine power. Engine volume upon engine power. This indicates the relative effectiveness with which engine space is used. How much engine space is utilization. Okay, and specific power, these are the engine power divided by piston face area. This is all piston face area. Measure the effectiveness with which piston area is used regardless of cylinder size. But these three formula are not used in our numericals. This is for only for your information only. Okay, don't do this now. As per university. Now we see the um, engine. This is the engine. Okay. For this engine, air plus fuel mixture is required. For this air fuel mixture, the airbox method is used to measure the mass of air coming inside the engine. This is a burette used to measure the fuel flow inside the engines. For engine, cooling water, cooling is required. So cooling water in, cooling water out. We can also measure the mass per of cooling water. Okay, and this engine, which how much power is produced. So you can use any of diameter out of 6. We can measure the brake power is here. Here we can measure the brake power. If engine gases are at a very high temperature, so we can what is the heat exhausted in the atmosphere. So for that we can use exhaust gas calorimeter. It is a cross flow heat exchanger in which cooling water in, cooling water out, and exhaust gases in, exhaust gases out. By applying energy by equations, we can found how much energy is out into the atmosphere, into the wastage. Okay, so for any engine, we require airbox, burette. Okay, to measure the mass per of fuel, any one type of one dynamometer and one exhaust gas calorimeter. If if we have all these things, we easily measure the performance of an IC engine. So this is brake power. Okay, this is brake power. Okay, this is my m dot a. We can measure my m dot a. Okay, m dot f. M dot how measure by how it is scale on the YouTube parameter. It is scale. Okay, it is cool on the burette. Okay, for 10 ml, how much fuel is flowing. So from that we can get m dot f. M dot f. And by, here is we can use energy balance equation. Mass of gas, Cp of gas into this temperature difference of gas. Okay, is equal to, this is a heat rejected by these gases, and this is cooling water. The mass of cooling water, Cp of cooling water into temperature difference of cooling water. So how much heat is gained by cooling water. Okay, mass of water is measured with the help of 1 liter jar. For 1 liter jar, how much time is required? So that from that we get the mass of water, because 1 liter equal to 1 kg. So from that we get the mass of water. So this is the diameter, exhaust gas calorimeter, fuel measuring tube, that is we can call burette in our lab, and airbox method to measure the mass flow rate of air. Okay, all this we will see in details by in the heat balance sheet. In the heat balance sheet, what is the heat input, what is the input, and what are the various types of losses. The first losses is heat losses in cooling water, heat losses in brake power, heat losses in exhaust gases, heat losses in piston cooling oil. These are all these types of losses we will see details.